Welcome back to Orlando. Now we're going to start the lightning round. Quick answers here from each candidate, 30 seconds each, please.
All right, so right now, Congressman DeSantis, outside this venue, there is a group of Puerto Rican evacuees protesting the Republican response to Hurricane Maria. Puerto Ricans now outnumber Cuban Americans in the state of Florida. They could swing this election. So how do you convince them to vote for a Republican?
The Congresswoman from Puerto Rico, Jennifer Gonzalez, is a Republican, and she's endorsed me for governor here in Florida. And we are going to be taking the case to the Puerto Rican community because, you know what? They serve in our military more than almost any other group. They care about education. They work as hard as anybody. And so they're natural Republicans. We just have to take a good, solid conservative message. Don't water it down. And Jennifer and me will be there alongside Governor Scott. And we will do very well here in Central Florida with our Puerto Rican friends.
Commissioner Putnam, 30 seconds. They feel that Republicans let them down after the hurricane.
Well, anyone who came to Florida, most especially here in Osceola County, Florida, knows that we rolled out the welcome mat for our friends and fellow Americans from Puerto Rico. We all know what it's like to live through hurricanes. We welcomed them into our schools. We provided housing. We provided opportunities to get their lives back to normal. Florida is a great neighbor to our neighbors in Puerto Rico and will continue to be. They care about small businesses. They care about faith. They care about family. And that's why they're going to support conservatives, and that's why they're going to support Republicans in 18 and in 2020.
Congressman DeSantis, President Trump is considering following the Obama administration's lead, letting states decide themselves whether to legalize marijuana. You've supported medical marijuana. You actually get a B grade from America's leading pot group, pro-pot group. Now there's a push to legalize recreational use here as well. What would you do as governor?
I think there's a nuance that they're missing. I'm a federalist. I believe that states know what's best for their states, and I don't want the federal government dictating every policy. I am not in favor in Florida of doing recreational marijuana because I remember in high school that was the #1 reason why some of the people I went to school with ended up falling out and didn't do good in school, didn't do good in sports. So I think that there's a lot of problems with that, but I am supporter the fact that Florida has made a decision and the voters made a decision about the medical marijuana. I want it implemented, but I don't want the federal government coming in and then prosecuting people who are just acting consistent with state law.
Commissioner, quickly, what would you do?
70% of Floridians supported medical marijuana. It needs to be faithfully implemented. But as a dad, as an employer, I don't want Florida to jeopardize our family-friendly image and be more like California by legalizing recreational marijuana. It's bad for Florida. It's bad for families. It's not who we want to be. Here we are in the most family-friendly destination on earth. That's not who we want to be. We're better than that. Enforce medical, but don't go down the path of the legalization of recreational marijuana.
All right. Gentlemen, each candidate will now have time for a brief closing statement, and we begin with Congressman DeSantis.
Thanks, Fox. And let me thank my wife, Casey, who's there. She's the best wife and mother anyone could have, and I love her. And I thank God that she married me. Look, I'm an Iraq veteran. I am a principled and proven conservative, and I am endorsed by the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to be governor of the state of Florida. And I think we have a great opportunity to build off the success that Governor Scott had by expanding economic growth and job opportunities, reforming our education system, including opposing Common Core, and then appointing conservative justices to the state Supreme Court. But we're not going to get that done if we let the insiders in Tallahassee choose the next candidate and go back to the days like it was with Charlie Crist when all the good old boys ran the show. I am ready to lead on day one. I ask for your support and I ask for your vote. Thank you and God bless you.
Commissioner Putnam, your 30 seconds.
We are blessed to live in a state that people dream about visiting for just a few days. We live in a state people spend much of their adult lives trying to get here because Florida for them is a prize, a reward for a life well lived, in many cases someplace else. The governor of Florida is also a prize, but you must be present to win. I'm a farmer. I'm a small business owner. I know our state best, and I will always put Florida first.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here tonight. That is it for us, but the night is just beginning. I'll be back next the story.
Thanks for joining us, and good night from Orlando. Thank you to this great crowd tonight. Thank you, Jennifer.